The Ranch is heading to Las Vegas for the National Finals Rodeo.
All right, it's the sound of Texas 95.9 The Ranch, hanging out here in Frank Sinatra's dressing room. If you would have asked me this morning where I thought I'd end up this afternoon, I would not say this. But we were at the Golden Nugget with songwriting legend, Mr. Ray Wylie Hubbard.
Oh, well, thank you. I prefer icon, but legend, I'll go with it.
I'll make sure I switch all of my terminology.
Yeah, this is about my fifth or sixth time to play the Golden Nugget, and they've been really good. You know, of course, it's rodeo week,
right?
So a lot of people from Texas and Oklahoma
are
here because of that. So that's kind of where I'm known most. So we usually have a really good crowd. But yeah, this is Frank Sinatra's dressing room, and it's pretty. It's just a very legendary.
Right. There's a feeling to this room, and there was a feeling to that auditorium.
It's
as
a
well.
great venue. Yeah, they do. I mean, it's just got a great history, the Golden Nugget, and it's just very happy to be here. You know, and they're pay me too, so
well, that's just a bonus. Right?
It is a bonus almost.
What's it like coming out to Vegas to play your tunes?
Well, it really, like I say, is I'm limited on my fly dates. I really don't like flying,
right.
but the Golden Nugget, Dave, the guys who runs this place, have been so great to me. In fact, I told him, I said, I really don't want to play this year, and he goes, "We need more money." I said, "No, it's not the money. I don't want to fly my guitars." And he goes, "What kind of guitars you want?" I said, "Well, a Gibson 335 and a Les Paul Gold Top." And he goes, "What gauge strings you want on them?" So I mean, I show up and there they are.
That's awesome.
Tuned and everything, because they really treat everybody here so great.
Right.
So it's just a really fun gig. It's a joy to walk on that stage, and I got Kyle on drums and my son Lucas on guitar, and it's just a really it is a joy. It's still thrilling to get out there and play.
Yeah, you've been putting hits out for years, decades, even.
Well, define hit.
Well, we'll say. I'll put it this way: in our eyes, you've been putting songwriting masterpieces out.
Oh gosh,
for decades.
Okay, I'll go with that. Now I've been doing it for a while. I started off in high school. I went to high school at W.H. Adamson in Oak Cliff, and I was a sophomore. And they had an assembly, and this guy walks out and he says, "My name is Michael Murphy, and this is a song I wrote." And then all of a sudden, the light went off. Oh, that's a songwriter. That's the guys whose names in parentheses under the song on albums. And so that guy's now Michael Martin Murphy, just a great songwriter. And but that was kind of the inspiration that got me into music, into writing songs.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing it for a while.
With the tenure that you have, do you feel like you've kind of taken on whether it's voluntary or involuntary, mentorship role with a lot of these younger guys?
Well, it's like Hayes Carl, man. He came to my house. All of a sudden, I showed him this finger-picking pattern, right? And I said, here's this finger-picking pattern. He calls me up a week later and goes, "Hey, I took that finger-picking pattern and I wrote this song called Beaumont." I went, "Why did I do that?"
Tune.
I could have written that,
Yeah.
So, but no, it's there's I enjoy it, just hanging out with these young kids and maybe showing them something and everything. But it's like it's kind of one of those things too with songwriting too. It's about what I can contribute rather than just what I can get.
Right.
I don't write songs thinking about I'm going to get somebody to cut them. I'm just writing for that moment to make it the best song I can. And having that freedom. That's really perfect for me, because I can write about anything. Like,
right.
Oh, damn! There's a snake farm. Oh, okay. It's still fun.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have to sit down and write, or does it just come to you after all of these years?
It's a thing of songwriting is like inspiration plus craft.
Right.
Like the inspiration is, that'd be a good idea for a song.
Right.
And then taking that and knowing enough craft of where it's going to be 12-bar blues, folk song, verse, chorus, whatever, to make it fit. So it's just, I've been doing it for a while, so I've just kind of know how to do it. It's like songwriting is kind of like that shark going through the water, just never sleeping, just always looking for that line or that hook or that groove or something, So, like I say, it's still a joy.
Who's been inspiring you lately?
Oh, gosh. I kind of go back to kind of the old guys, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel very fortunate to have seen Lightning Hopkins and Mance, and then to hang with Guy and Billy Joe and Towns, and I listen to those guys. But then there's some of these young guys like Randy and Wade
Yep.
and Cody and Shane. They're the young guys that have they've got that foundation in Texas songwriting, you know. So those are kind of, I never know where the inspiration is going to come, but I really admire other songwriters that are writing songs that have some depth and weight.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Yes, sir. I feel, well, as you are very aware, I'm sure there's a lot of crap in the songwriting field these days coming out of
He said that I didn't.
Yeah, I have no problem with saying that. There's a lot of stuff that is coming out of Nashville that is maybe putting a bad name to what we love.
Well, it is. It became. It's a. I know exactly what you mean. It's like a lot of the songs that are kind of just like blah 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 blah.
Right.
Where's the depth and weight? Because I mean, like I say, I feel very fortunate to have, do shows with Billy Joe and Guy and Towns and Willie and Jerry Jeff. I mean, they had incredible songs,
Right.
powerful, good songs, and it's been kind of watered down coming out of the Nashville thing. I
Right.
mean, people say, "Oh man, how can you diss Nashville when your last record was on Big Machine, a big Nashville deal?"
Right.
They say, "Don't you think that's hypocritical?" And I go, "No, man, that's irony."
There's a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference there, But I don't know what you mean. But that's why radio station like this thing here, that they play songs that have some weight and depth to
Yes,
them.
sir.
And it's not just they're not playing, just what's the formula,
Right.
The formula of hit songs. They're playing some just good, cool songs.
Yeah, and we take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah,
We do.
Yeah.
Whether it's your tunes or somebody that is Fort Worth local that
Yeah.
we've just found, and they've got 2 songs out, but they're great.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference to us.
It comes down to the song. That's the foundation.
Yes, sir.
The song has got to be there, and that's the thing that this whole Texas history of songwriting, from Blind Living Jefferson to up through Guy and Towns and
Right.
Billy Joe, is the song is that that's the key. You write good songs and they'll be found out.
Yes, absolutely.
And this whole thing here, you guys do a great job.
Thank you very much. The right person will get their hands on that
Yeah.
tune, as fate has it, with these songwriters. And we're still finding new ones every day. Your generation of songwriting continues to inspire the next generation of
Yeah.
songwriting.
Well, I hope so.
And, I have no doubt about it.
Yeah, these young pups. But now, I'd like to say I've really enjoyed. Like I say, we did 2 shows with Shane, and we're getting ready to do the rhyming with him. He called me up, said, "You open the shows?" And I said, "Heck yeah," because I got a lot of respect for him. He's really, his songwriting, like I say, has got some grit to it.
Yes. You've done some work with Shelby Stone as well lately. You've done some shows with her.
Yeah.
She is a friend of the ranch.
Yeah.
She was my first friend when I worked at the ranch. And tell me about her, if you don't mind.
Well, I think my wife just found Dalton Domino had something to do
Yep.
with her. I don't know.
Yep.
And so Dalton called my wife Judy and said, "Hey, can Shelby open some shows for Ray?" And my wife's very particular who opens for me.
Right.
And so she said, "Well, let me hear some of the stuff." And all of a sudden, I guess she did. She came in and said, "Shelby's going to open for you." And so it was, and she did. And I think we did the Granada, and I think we did the Green. I can't remember which gigs they were, but she's got a. It's nice to see somebody that unique,
Right.
that still has, has that songwriting soul.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
I think
she's
that's
got blue hair. I mean,
yeah. You
what
can't
could go
deny
wrong
that.
with that.
Some little blue-haired nonsense
That
going
wouldn't work
on.
for me.
I think you could try it.
I might
Give it a
I think
go.
my guitar player, my son Lucas. I never know what color his hair is going to be at each gig.
What's it like being on the road with your boy?
Well, he's a good kid. He's got his head screwed on straight. He's a great guitar player, and he takes care of me. And on the he's kind of a road manager too at times. But
Right.
it's really it's really thrilling because, like I say, he's got his head screwed on straight. He's a stand-up kid. He's a great, really good guitar player. He kind of plays that old Texas vibe from the Austin thing, that where they play the song rather than just the licks,
right?
And that's something that
it's consistent. It has a nice flow to it.
So yeah, he's we just went out and worked with Mike Campbell of the Heartbreakers, Lucas and I, and he and Lucas and Mike just really, wow, it was just, there was a lot of respect from Mike of letting Lucas play on it. That says a lot. And he sat in. We did some gig, and Joe Walsh came up and sat in. And Lucas just went, toe to toe playing lead. So cool. It really is a thrill to see him do well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Ray, any advice for the songwriter who is sitting in their parents' house in their bedroom with the book open?
Google about publishing. Publishing is learn if you write the song, you need to know what happens after you write the song to protect that song, rather than because it's the publishing is really that's I would really advise somebody, and my wife Judy's also taking some of these young guys, said, here, this is what you need. Go to BMI and ASCAP, find out about publishing, know about that, because that can really make a big difference to protect that song, because it's the publisher who decides who records the song, not the songwriter. So if you sign away that publishing, then they can use your song to sell cigarettes, or what I mean, or something you would say, hey, don't do that, but you have no control over it. So the main advice is read and find out about publishing, so you can protect these songs that you write, because they're it's very important.
I like that. Sound advice from one of the best to ever do it. Ray Wylie, thanks for sitting down with us.
I didn't hear that last statement.
Something about an icon or something like that. We appreciate you. Have a great show tonight.
All right, the ranch. There you go.